I mean, I haven't, just been sleeping in an endless void of nothingness, not making videos. I've been doing stuff. Hey Cameron, how's it going? This is a video thing, because I haven't done one in a minute, but new year, new boys. I got jingles on my sweater. It's gonna be a good day. Today, I want to talk about Aquaman. Yeah, this is a movie, man. Oof. Now, I'm not going to say that I didn't enjoy Aquaman. I did enjoy Aquaman. I enjoyed a lot of parts of Aquaman. So I think that's the best way to talk about this movie, is to kind of break it down into 3 separate parts. Part 1, I know I have 2 hands, so part 1. My least favorite part of the movie, Atlantis Politics. Oh boy. Who thought it was a good idea to give us all this Atlantis politics, like my lord. So, Aquaman's brother, King Orm, he's like this really like, I'm a guy and I'm mean and I got plans, and his plan is to get the kingdoms of Atlantis to basically fall under his rulership, so that he could become the ocean master and have control over the seas and attack the surface world. Now, to do this, he has to have 4 of the 6 or 7 kingdoms of the sea agree to attack the land. Why they have such a convoluted way of, declaring war? I don't know why one kingdom can't just by themselves declare war. They need all the other kingdoms, even though they are separate entities. It's very confusing because they are like, we're the seas, but they have a tenuous alliance, I guess. Yeah, instead of this all having already happened or happening in the background, no, we get to see him have meetings with all the interesting and cool fish people. It's so exciting. I remember all of the fish people's names, like Dolph Lundgren and Fishy Guy, and then Fishy Daughter, and then Crap Guy. Yeah. I mean, really, what? I don't understand why they thought, hey, let's add a 45 minutes to an hour to this movie's runtime by showing all of this stuff that really doesn't add anything, especially since King Orm, Ocean Master, whatever, starts off the movie with setting up a attack on Dolph Lundgren's kingdom. Well, not on his kingdom, but on a secret meeting they're having. And is like, oh hey, the surface world attacked us. But then like, Amara's just like, hey Dad, Dolph Lundgren, that attack seemed really fishy, right? Fishy. That's clever. And Dolph Lundgren's like, yeah, but I don't care, I want to attack the surface world. Then why did Orm, why did Orm have to make a false attack if Dolph Lundgren's kingdom already wanted to attack the surface world? It feels like a lot that didn't really need to be there. And that really dragged down the movie for me, is all the politics. The second part 2 of the second, third of this movie, because this movie is like just 3 separate parts and things all shoved together into one movie. So part 2, pulp adventure stuff. Oh, still hot. It's all the Indiana Jones stuff, which is honestly my favorite part of the movie. You got Jason Momoa being charming and Momoa-y. You got Mara, Amber Heard, who's great in this movie, and it's just fun, especially when they go into the Sahara and they go to Italy, which Italy does have some points that we'll go into part 3 of this. But the thing that this movie does best is the action and the adventure, the fun things, the pulp action, the Indiana. Whenever this movie looks like a scene out of Indiana Jones, it's great. It's fun. You forget about all the politics and the bullshit and the bullfish. And it's just a good time. Amber Heard and Aquaman, Jason Momoa, have pretty good chemistry. They play off of each other well when they're not being forced to fall in love with each other very quickly. And it's just a fun, good time. Especially the scene with the trench is so cool and so, like, visually interesting. And I just wish the whole movie could have been like that, you know? Even the intro, well, the intro to Aquaman, not the intro of the movie, which is going to be in part 3, where Aquaman, you know, attacks the submarine. It's fun. It's cool. You get a good sense of, like, alright, cool. Oh, yeah. You know, all that stuff. Sorry. It's just a lot of fun. I wish the whole movie could have been, like, an hour 15, an hour 25, maybe an hour and a half, and just been a pulp action adventure movie with the hunt for the trident, because that was really the most fun part of the movie. The politics bogged it down every time the action, not even just the action, but just Aquaman and Mera together having fun, and Black Manta. Those scenes in particular were interesting and had some cool elements and motivations that really could have been dived deeper into. Pun intended. They swim, they're fish people. And then we head to part 3, which is the romance. This movie just takes a hard, well, I can't say it takes a hard left turn, because the beginning of it starts with this super corny as shit. Super corny. Nicole Kidman, and I feel bad because I did not look up the actor's name who plays Arthur, no, not Arthur Curry, his dad. I don't even know if his dad had a name. But, yeah. The beginning was really weird because it was really corny, and I think they were going for like a fairy tale feel, which I guess it kind of works in that perspective, but then also I don't understand how technologically advanced Atlantis is supposed to be, because like Aquaman's mom doesn't know what a pillow is, but like all the bad guys have like laser guns. And so I'm very confused that they've never had any interaction with the surface world before that, and they just have been sleeping on rocks, and they just don't understand what pillows are. And she didn't know what a TV was either. So they do this weird, like, fish out of... Yeah, it just doesn't really work very well for me. And then you get into the two characters I really like, Aquaman and Mera, and suddenly they arrive in Italy, and this movie just swoop, turns straight down. Like, the music, all the music in this movie was 90% garbage, except for some of the scenes with like the action stuff, because it just turns into this weird, like, I almost felt like we just turned into Little Mermaid territory. I thought Sebastian was going to show up and start singing Kiss the Girl, which honestly would have made that part a whole lot better. I would have forgiven it if Sebastian came up and started, you know, sha-la-la-la-la-la, don't be shy. Like, if that had happened, I would have been all in on this weird romance situation that happened. But I felt like they had a lot of chemistry before that point, and then it was like, okay, now you guys have to really ham it super hard. It was very comparable to the beginning of the movie, where it was like almost cheesy what was happening and what was going on. So it was all the romance subplot was just really, it was more laughable, which is, I guess, okay, because when you divide all three parts out, you have boring garbage, which is the Atlantis Politics, the fun romp of the Actually, Indiana Jones is not a good comparison. I would rather, if this movie, the whole Aquaman movie, had just been like a Brendan Fraser mummy movie, I think it would have been perfect. Take that tone and how those characters interact, even the main interaction between the two love interests, and just put in the Aquaman characters. It would have been amazing. Except, I don't know if Black Manta could fit the Imhotep character arc, or Orm, but it basically could have worked. Honestly, you could have just had a giant sea god or giant sea creature that has started attacking the surface. You didn't even need all the politics, because nobody cares about politics. I thought we learned this years and years and years ago with the Star Wars movies. Because the politics were like my least favorite part of those movies too. I did, however, I don't hate the prequels, but that's another conversation for later. So, yeah, that's me talking about Aquaman for a very long time. And my jingle bells. And my cat, Mentos. High five, Mentos. See you next time.